Well, Sam and I have just been looking at that baboon spider hole. We haven't gone very far, and my brother Sam has spotted something else. And there's lots of these around, evidence of this one particular creature. It's also an arachnid, but I'll leave it over to brother Sam so he can just chat to you a little bit about it.
Well, Ray, this is a
Yeah.
sand scorpion from the looks of its accommodation. You know, as we've been walking around, I've found and I've looked at the same shape of a hole. You see, it's not round, it's more like, I don't know what shape can we describe this, like more rectangular kind of circle, you see. But this scorpion is actually inside there. During the day, they are inside, and then during the night, early evening, that is the time where they start hunting for their own food. But now, what was interesting to me today, which actually kicked me into trying to talk about it, is I was walking just now. I find every day, I always look at this part of this hole, and it's actually shined here where you can actually see this is where the scorpion comes in and out. And it's always kept very, very clean. And then, but now, this part of it here, now this is the third hole that I've seen as I was walking with my brother, that there is another area here that is also very clean, and it's some few centimeters away from, I could say probably 7 to 8 centimeters from the main hole. There is a certain section here that is properly shined, which I'm trying to think, what can this be for? Is this one used for trapping what they eat, or what can this be for? We were trying to think probably as they are cleaning this area, they can probably lay down their tails and shine up, but well, probably it is the tail or the stomach that is used to push away and make it very clear. But obviously, I'm sure this is basically it's got something to do with the hunting. I don't know what you think, my brother.
I think you could be right, because as you say, all these ones that these holes we've seen have got that very, very similar pattern to it.
Yeah.
There was one with a mound, and then over the mound, like a little hill on the other side,
again,
it was that same clear section. So yeah, it could be. It could be that, because we must also remember when scorpions move and they're not under threat, they will move with their tails down. And I have seen scorpion tracks before. They're quite fascinating when you actually see them and you understand what the track is. But it does take a while for you to pick it up.
Maybe I'm thinking something here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is not only, these guys are not just here for finding food also. Also when they go out finding food, they've got also breeding time.
Yes, they
where they have to meet themselves and their partners, or boys going for girls kind of thing. So I'm sure this one could also act as a ground to advertise what's here. Or maybe it indicates this side here lies a male, but basically in our normal lifestyle, it is male that does accommodation, and then females, they will just pass by and see if it's well done, and then probably join in or decide to stay with that male, which is a general situation in every species. It can be in humans, birds, it could be animals. It is always males that always have to be responsible with the accommodation side of it. But now they need to make it very attractive to have females, which is a common factor in the marital lifestyle or breeding. Even animals kill each other because of, you need to be beauty to attract. So I think this ground here, you can see how it's shined. Maybe others don't shine as much as this one does, and then females just pass by, they don't see that because it's not clean. So when this one gets very clean, females get attracted, and probably the chap will know that I'm competent enough. That's how probably they get their females. This is not 100% true. I'm just using my mind here, looking at life of creatures in the bush. I don't live with this thing every day. I have to research it to know it. I can't just know it from anywhere. I can read books, but somehow we need to go in the bush and actually look at it and actually get the real information by observation with your own eyes, so that if you get lost, but you can't be lost 100%, you can be somewhere 99%, but some of the things you have proved them practically.
I do agree with you, and that's basically what we would say, just reading the signs in the bush.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to be a genius to do that, you just look at what's there and you give your own opinion, because most of the time your opinion can be correct. So some of it can be correct, some of it can't. But if you're not going to try, you'll never learn.
You never learn, yeah. True.
But my brother Sam, something interesting about this, when the male actually breeds with a female, what he actually does, he'll find her using the scent trail, and he will deposit a sperm sac, which is like a soft little sac. How can I describe it? Like a piece of cotton wool.
How does he do that?
Okay, it actually comes out at the back of his tail, and what he does...
The sperm sac comes out of the back of his tail.
Obviously where his penis would be, and he, if I can do that, where can you see my hand? Where my hand is here, there we go. That would be, the leaf would be the sperm sac. Sam's just going to take the camera, so it could be a bit shaky. So the sperm sac would look something like that. He would then, as you know that they've got pincers, he would then hook himself onto the female's pincers, he would do a dance, and he would maneuver her, and as he maneuvers her backwards, he lifts her up, and as she gets over the sperm sac, he will drop her on it. The sperm sac will break, burst open, and the sperm will then go into her body and fertilize her.
What kind of breeding is that?
So that's
lifting her and she enjoys the ride, eh?
Yeah, she does.
Why male has got to do it always the tough way like that?
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's actually quite fascinating.
But if you look at that kind of work, it will be similar again back to the same points. Like,
yes.
You see, here we're finding a male lifting the female. You see?
We're just swapping cameras again.
You find a male lifting the female during that process, which means he uses a lot of power to lift her, and also the production of that sperm sac. It is also another energy that he lost. So most of the time, that's what you find males don't last longer because of they sometimes overwork. And this kind of energy lost through females is very much destructive to males, even to humans, even to any other. You find males always have got a very shorter lifespan. Man has got to do a lot to manufacture, and he always donates the best he can to females, so they have to survive longer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is, I always take it wide. Sorry guys, but we always learn. Our life in these things is not very much different. We are similar somehow. We are only different in the way we live and what we eat or the way we walk, but otherwise life is the same. That's what I'm thinking, my brother.
Absolutely, and I do agree with you, Sam.
Sure.
So my brother, thanks for that, but this has really been very interesting, I'm sure, for not just for us, but I'm sure for you.
Yeah,
and
sure. It's a very learning day.
It is a learning curve for all of us, and I'll just try and find the hole again, and what I'll do...
I wonder if he's the one who did kill this one. There is a carcass here of
a locust or something.
Yeah, you can see legs here. Probably he took what he could eat. There's a skeleton here of this locust here.
That's a very good point.
We're not quite sure. Yeah, but there's lots of scorpions around here. I'm sure one of them we have made a party of this one.
Probably, you're probably right.
Look at the head. It's amazing that when then you have to look at the skeleton part of the grasshopper. Look at it. Look at the mandibles.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. It's quite amazing that there's full of sand there, but you can still see it, and even the little eye sockets and everything else.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
And this is the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Where probably the brain and other processing units are in the head. Yeah, and this is the skeleton of the this is the chest.
That is the chest. And what's interesting is insects have what you call exoskeletons. Yeah. Which we have endoskeletons, skeletons inside, whereas they have skeletons outside, and that's one reason why they have to molt to grow. So they split their skin. I mean, it would look really, really funny when we start to grow if we had to shed our skin and walk out of our skin like a piece of plastic or something. And then I see there you've got a nice hind leg also. Yeah, and these spikes are used for taking away the threat. You know, like anybody trying to eat them, they will actually kick with these spikes, and then even if you grab them, you leave them. You have to be very careful of these ones. Yeah, they actually are used for defense, basically, and somehow they're used for making sounds. They can click with legs, you know that? Yes, they do. Yeah, some of the dances, probably, I don't know what kind of dances they make and sounds. It's another interesting language if you've got to take your time listening to it. Yeah. Absolutely. So anyway, But as Sam has said, we found this locust. We don't know what happened to it, but we're just presuming, because it's close to the scorpion hole, that maybe the scorpion did catch it and start feeding off it. And that's, as we said, what makes the life really interesting here in the bush. I'm just focusing right into the scorpion hole now, so that you can see there. I just hope he doesn't come out, because I promise you this camera will go in one direction and I'll go in another. But just, we'll call off now and we'll chat later if we find anything else interesting. Again, as we say, cheers for now.